lot went down in Diablo Immortal this week. The update came and more, but let me give you a recap of everything that went down in this highlight. There aren't many days inside of Diablo Immortal where there is a massive priority, but today is that priority day because there are 3 things that you need to do inside of the game today to take the biggest advantage out of the opportunities that Diablo Immortal is giving us. I'm going to make sure that you don't miss those 3 things. Guys, before we go any further, if you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel for daily Diablo Immortal videos. First of all, let's come on over to the events, because over in the events tab, we have the Winds of Fortune. This is only going on for a few more days. The reason why Monday, today, is the most important day to use this is because, well, it's most people's night for running Heliquary. Thursday is going to be the next time that we do this. It's great to get this done on Monday while we have a new server Paragon level. As you can see at this point in time, I'm actually under the server Paragon level, which is going to change by the end of this video, mind you. But it's important that we start Winds of Fortune right now. I'm going to activate mine. Now we're going to be getting double rewards for everything that we do inside of the game, and we're going to get a lot of great stuff from this because we have a big day planned. So now that that is done, there are some other things that I need to do, which brings me to the next most important thing for you to do today. Take a look right here. The battle pass is going to end in 2 days and 19 hours. Almost done with that battle pass. I haven't gotten very far at all, but this is because I haven't been claiming my rewards for the last 3 weeks. They are just sitting in my bag. So now is the time that we're going to be claiming all of those rewards, and we're going to be really bumping up our Paragon level. We're at 1036 right now, which is going to change drastically. I recommend you do the same. I typically do this every single Monday, but this time around, I waited the complete 3 weeks to claim anything. So first of all, if we take a look at my bag, oh, we got some things in the market that need to go. Prodigy's Path, we got to reset. That's going to be a new one coming soon. Some Battleground rewards, cool, that's great. And then we have all of this stuff. Oh, Solo Challenge Rift as well. All of my assembly rewards, look at the experience we have right here. Experience there. We have experience, that's just our aspirin keys, but experience all the way down the line. All of these things are going to be giving me experience. It's going to jump me a decent number of Paragon levels. Let's claim all of these right now as well. Boom. Look at this. We just gained, what was that, 6 Paragon levels right here? Actually insane. Read all, delete red. Yes, everything has been claimed. Look at this. We are now 3 levels beyond server Paragon level just from claiming all of those. But we have so much more to claim. Come on over here. Make sure you're doing this on your accounts as well. Let's make sure we get our quest done, gain a Paragon level. I gained some good levels in the Battle Pass. Now let's actually really progress the Battle Pass because we have all of these rewards to claim right here. This is going to be some major jumps. We're at 1043 right now. Let's claim the rest of this. So here's almost 2,000 points right there. Look at the jump. Up to 32. I just gained another 3 Paragon levels. Here's another one. Boom. Up to level 49 of the Battle Pass. Boom. Here's another one. 53 of the Battle Pass. I'm 9 levels above server Paragon right now. 104, 400, 54, 20, 60. We got another Paragon. We're 10 levels beyond server Paragon level. And a couple of these as well. And honestly, guys, this was me having a fairly light week playing Diablo Immortal since we got the puppy. And now we have all of these rewards to claim all along the way. Some really great rewards as well. We have some Telluric Pearls, which are going to help us along the way also. I'll be claiming these in just a little bit. But there is another thing that I think is really important that we take advantage of today. And that thing is Elder Rifts, but not only Elder Rifts. I'm talking about utilizing Legendary Crests. And no, there is not a Mirror Jewels event going on right now. But if we take a look at drop rates and we look at the Legendary Gem Pool limited time, we only have 1 day and 19 hours remaining on this event. Now, I have heard no word of this Legendary Gem drop pool selection being re-upped at any point soon. It very well could be replaced as soon as this is over, but we have not gotten any word from Blizzard about that. So I'm not counting on it. And at this point in time, I could actually go ahead and get myself one of the best gems in the game, which is the Blood-Soaked Jade. This doesn't have some of the newer gems, unfortunately, but I can get myself the Blood-Soaked Jade. and I have a 50% increase in drop rate of that happening. So my thought process is, I'm sitting on, what am I looking at? 90 legendary crests I have right now. I could run all of these today while I have my my Winds of Fortune running as well, getting double drops on everything. Now, it's not going to give me double drops on the legendary gems, but anything else that drops throughout the dungeon, I'll be getting double drops on. So my thought process here is that I should probably run these legendary crests today to get the Winds of Fortune, to get the double drop opportunity here, to get those blood-soaked jade gems as well. So this is a third thing that I think is actually pretty important, because that opportunity is going to be gone, and because we could double dip it with the Winds of Fortune. And while everything is running, it's just a great day to spend excessive amounts of time inside of Diablo Immortal. Taking advantage of the Winds of Fortune event is going to be huge, because you're going to be looking at just that extra XP jump throughout the day. And again, you have a 24-hour running time once you start that. So this will be good for me until about 7 a.m. tomorrow, because that's when I'm recording this video right now. Obviously, you have other events going on inside of the game right now. Hungering Moon is still doing its thing. Nothing huge right now, but make sure that you're participating. Get the Winds of Fortune going. Run your dungeons, run your bounties, run through the curse, run everything that you can. Whatever your favorite things are to run inside of the game. And, you know, just from all of the experience I earned today, I'm 10 levels above Server Paragon, and I gained myself about 13 Paragon levels, now only receiving 30% rewards because I'm 10 levels above the Server Paragon. Remember, you want to do this now, because if you don't, you're going to have the Battle Pass end, and you don't get the rewards for anything that you're saving. So throughout the day, anything that you earn here, claim them all. Don't wait on anything to, don't wait on the Battle Pass ending, because it's going to make you lose any of those points. Claim everything that you earn today. And I have a lot of claiming to do over here as well, because, well, we just got ourselves multiple levels. Now, what I'm thinking, guys, is that I should probably run those legendary crests with all of you live. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a live stream for today. It's probably going to be around 11 a.m. Eastern time. I would love it if you came through. It'll be a short live stream just running through those 90 legendary crests. Maybe I could even make it so that it's 100 legendary crests for that run, and we'll see what we can get. Maybe we could pull in some blood-soaked jade gems. Right now, though, let's just claim all these rewards. You can see some of the value that we get right here out of the Battle Pass. The normal gems, the hilts. You even have over here another legendary crest. Right here, choice, I go with Telluric Pearls. Actually, guys, I'm going to probably have enough Telluric Pearls to get myself another gem, which is going to be the Colossus Engine. We have more normal gems. If you don't buy the $5 Battle Pass, you're missing out on all of these. Here we go, 2 more Telluric Pearls. Boom, 39 of 40 right there. I just need 1 more, and I think there's more at the end of this pass. Boom, boom. Look at this, we're still going. And then I love getting the gifts at the end. I'll show you when we get there. More normal gems, another emote right there. Look at this, we're only at level 30, and it's pretty rewarding when you could claim all of these in one shot. Many people don't save things for Mondays. I personally like to. It's just become a little bit of a tradition and part of my process inside of the game. Tons of hilts as well, which is nice, because I could actually go to the hilt trader and I could buy a bunch more normal gems that are available. Here we go. I don't want the 2-star selection. I want the Telluric Pearl. And right here, more Telluric Pearls. Boom, we are. And then we have 8 Gifts of the Renown giving me hilts. And we also are getting scrap for the upgrades. Only got 8 of them this time around. Again, it was a slower month for me, although we still got everything done. Let's actually go on over to the hilts trader, because we did just pull in a whole bunch of hilts, and make sure we get all the gems that are available. And not only are gems available, but it's the start of a new week. So another Telluric Pearl is right here, which is beautiful. We have limited time. There's no gems in there, but right here, normal gems. Let's get all 10 of them. And we're going to get 10 of the blue guys right here. Sapphires, 10 more on the account. Still sitting on 4,000 hilts. So I'm looking pretty good. I used to buy a ton of rare crests over here, but I've switched that over to actually buying gems. So as I said, guys, we're going to be going live today at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And I would love it if you guys wanted to run the Elder Rifts with me. I think that would be a lot of fun. We'll put in all the legendary crests as it sits right now. Let's take a look. How many we have 92 legendary crests. So maybe I'll buy a pack to make it an even 100. Either way, I want you guys along with me on that. It's going to be so much fun. It's been a minute since we've been live. So come on through today, set your reminders, and I'll see you guys there. Thanks for subscribing. Have a great day, and I'll see you later on in the live stream. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. Yesterday, I went in depth with a 50-minute video taking you guys through everything that's dropping inside of the new update. Today, I wanted to summarize that video and give you a more digestible version so that you could understand what's coming in case you didn't want to watch the full version. Now, if you did or do want all of the information more in depth, go check out that video. I'll be linking it within this video so that you don't miss it. Now, let's get into everything coming in the update. While I share this, I'm sharing with you all of the footage that Blizzard shared with me exclusively to partners so that you can see an inside look of the update. So first of all, we know we're getting a new Charvel zone. We've been waiting for the expansion of this zone for quite some time, and it's gonna bring along with the zone a whole bunch of new enemies that we're seeing throughout these videos. We're gonna have some new quests as well, and an even larger thing is we're gonna have new bounties that take place in the new zone. Hopefully we get a dungeon, but no word on that, so I would anticipate that that's not going to be coming with this update, but maybe in the future. I sometimes get down on new zones because, hey, you run through the zone once or twice and then it's okay, it's not new anymore, but I feel like we needed a new refresh zone. I'm actually happy that we got a new one and that we're expanding the map inside of Diablo Immortal as time goes on. We also have 3 new legendary gems coming to the game. 5-star, 2-star, and 1-star. All of these gems are fairly focused on being defensive-based gems. A lot of players are saying that they like the effects that you get from the 2-star gem, and the 5-star gem is still yet to be seen if it's going to be one that's a must-have for your PvP build. If you're someone that's a very defensive player, that you like to just not die, I know a lot of monk players play that way, this could be a gem that you would be interested in adding to one of your slots on your character. The Cycle of Strife. It's being reborn, as Blizzard puts it. They're basically changing how the brackets work for the Cycle of Strife. And when shadows go to war with each other and all those shadow battles are happening, the tournament brackets are different. There's no eliminations, and the matches are actually going to be shorter as well. So you're not going to have those really long shadow matches, and it's a little bit more quick and digestible. In the beginning of these matches, you'll be matched up with a random other clan. That clan may be way better than your clan or way worse. And if you win or lose, depending, you'll be bumped up in the brackets, and you will then start facing clans that are more alike with your clan. So as time goes on throughout these brackets, you'll be more appropriately matched. Now, the cool thing about this is there's no elimination, so you will always be fighting. Even if you are down at the bottom, you'll have matches multiple times throughout the week, which I think is really cool. I think it's a really nice change, and Blizzard continues to bring new stuff to how the wars happen inside of the game, so I'm really happy about that. Familiars, pets inside of Diablo Immortal. Maybe one of the most wonky systems, followed by the charm system inside of the game. But man, pets are just so much more wonky, I have to say. They're trying to clean it up. They're making conversions a little bit easier, making it easier to sell things. Some value may be taken out of them. They mentioned that they wanted there to be less rare skills, which would lower their value in the shop, but make them easier to sell. So I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. We'll have to see how the market accepts them and how easy it is to sell pets, because I know many players are actually free to play, and they get a lot of their platinum, or the majority of their platinum, from pet sales. Now, the biggest thing that's coming in this update, in my opinion, is not the new zone. It's not the changes we've discussed. It's war games. This is PvP that is going to be able to be customized. I'm talking about custom lobbies, guys. And there's 3 different modes of this. An 8v8, a 12v12, and I think the other one was 12v12 as well, I don't recall. But it's going to be pretty freaking sweet. And this is what can take Diablo Immortal to the next level. This could be what takes Diablo Immortal to the esports scene, with custom tournaments being spun up by Blizzard, by esports organizations like ESL, or even by content creators, or maybe you guys that want to just do it within your groups. All customizable with tons of spectator slots as well, which is going to be really huge so that it can really be done properly. That's how you set up esports and competitive play. We have Battle Pass 44, which is some eyeless one. Everyone's eyes are covered up. I actually think it looks pretty cool. And we have a Phantom Market as well. I actually have a picture of that. This is it right here, live in one of the games, maybe from over in China. I actually like this Phantom Market cosmetic. I think it looks really cool, and I think we needed something that was angel-esque and, you know, bright and golden. I think this does it well. And notice right here, there is some type of an aura that follows you when you use this cosmetic. This is the aura floating behind. This is your character. I think this is really cool. This is something that we haven't seen before. This is just in the right direction. But not only are you getting the cosmetic and the aura, you're getting music, and you could actually take the music from all the cosmetics and assign it to whatever class you are. So now it's just not the cosmetic, the shield, the weapon, and the portal, it's also the music as well. So it's really cool that you're able to utilize those even from previous cosmetics. I think that that's a win. We also have the Shadow Clan banners are now going to be customizable, a little bit more customizable. So there's going to be 30 different icons and then different colors, so you could have a more custom feel for your Shadow Clan. Small change, but I think it's pretty good. We have balance changes coming to all classes in the game. The question is your class going to be one of the classes that's hit and struck with the ban hammer, or is yours going to be getting a buff? I did notice as I went through yesterday, and again, the details of that in full are in yesterday's video, which I'll be linking. The Barbarian, the Crusader, they look like they were getting a nice little buff right there. It looked like what I was seeing from what I read there on the skills and on the essences, it looked good. Something like the Wizard, not so much. Monk barely got anything, so we'll see. There were some changes to the Druid as well for all you new Druid players. We'll see if you guys like the changes or if you're not a fan. We have matchmaking optimizations in Battlegrounds, trying to make matchmaking better, and not only make it better and more even, but also even out the number of particular classes so that you don't have 5 Crusaders on one team, or Crusaders and Barbarian heavy teams. It's a little bit more evenly matched, not only based on resonance and all of those numbers, but also based on what class someone's actually playing. We have social improvements coming. I personally don't like the chat system inside of the game. I think it's a little bit wonky, and I often don't use it. Maybe it's just because of the horizontal layout on the phone. I don't know, but I really don't love it. But they're making some changes so that you don't miss out on chats from friends. A couple of icons that'll pop up. I guess the community wanted to see this, and they have brought it. Dungeons are being optimized as well to take less time going through them, depending on what dungeon we're talking about. Little boss cut animation scenes, all that has been cut down so you could be more efficient when you run through your dungeons. We have some new challenge dungeon affixes as well, which are going to be pretty cool. That makes things more difficult for you along the way. We have another one that's going to take you right to the boss and then give you 3 stages of a boss, which is going to be cool, and they're going to get more difficult with each stage. I like this a lot, adding to the difficulty. Build recommendations are going to be inside of the game, so you're going to be able to recommend your build, and people could vote on your build. So if you're looking for solid builds, you could find them inside of the game. And me as a creator, I could even find them inside of the game as well, test them myself, and then maybe feature them on the channel. This is a cool feature that I love inside of the game. And new cursed shrines. So when you're running through the open world, you have more difficult shrines. So the shrines are going to bring in an additional difficulty, bringing waves of enemies to you. They say sometimes double the enemies. They say sometimes more difficult. Either way, the rewards that you get from them are going to be enhanced, which is actually really nice. I think the biggest thing here is that Blizzard was listening to what the community wanted to see. They heard, they watch the forums, they watch Reddit, they listen to different communities inside of the game and see what people actually are looking forward to seeing. This is a great sign because a lot of people say that Blizzard just does what they want to do and they're not paying attention to the community, but I know firsthand that they are in there having conversations with many different players, content creators, and more to try and make sure Diablo Immortal is the game that everyone loves, that everyone loves to log into every single day, and that we continue playing for years to come. I think Diablo Immortal update, this one is going to be a big one. I can't wait for it. I think great things are to come. Guys, let me know your thoughts on the update in the comment section below. And if you want to see the full video, go check it out. I'll be linking at the end of this one so you can see everything that's coming to the game. The Diablo Immortal update has just landed, and I want to take you through all of the changes that have come to the game and little Easter eggs that I noticed along the way. Let's dive right into it right over here. And when you come on over to your familiar expeditions, the first thing you'll notice is bounties, limited time. Yes, I'm going to send some. This is a full day, actually. Holy cow, it takes a long time to get those bounties done. Let's knock it down to 8 hours right there and see what we can do right here. We got some of our bounties taken care of there. I can't believe it takes a full day to do the bounties. Wow, that's actually a lot of time. But hey, limited time bounties is back. I've been asking for this to come back. I think it's a great feature for people that are maybe trying to catch up on their bounties. It's here. We can be happy about that. But there is so much more that's come to the game. First of all, let's actually come on over here and let's look at the events tab and go through these one by one. First of all, we have Bleak Celebration. This is going to be just easy tasks that you can do throughout the day and the rewards that you can earn for completing those tasks. We have Scrap, Dust, Legendary Item Taloric Pearl, which you know I love, and a Legendary Crest. Some of the things that you could do are complete a dungeon in a party, obtain a new legendary, obtain any one familiar, kill some mods. It's honestly super easy things. Participate in the Heliquary Boss Challenge, which is tonight because it's Thursday. So nice rewards that we can get from that event. Familiar Expeditions, well, looks like they now have it so that you can get those bounties in there, as I had just mentioned. The Haunted Surge. All right, we have a new one right here now, guys, and take a look at this. It's actually the Gloom Cask Gem is the one. The Gloom and the new gem you're able to now get the upgrade from. Log in and get your free rewards right there. Looks like you can get quite a bit just from initial logging in. But let's see. And you're able to get it up to a 5-star status. Take a look right here. Earn 22 of these Rift Talisman. Look at that, they have the old icon in there to upgrade from a 4-star to a 5-star. This is actually really nice. This is going to be a longer lasting thing. Funny thing is, I just ran all my legendary crests because I was trying to take advantage of getting the getting my blood-soaked jade gems, which was a win. I have that video posting soon, but this right here, now I don't have the legendary gems to do that, so I'm not going to be able to probably participate in this. And well, my Gloomcast is going to remain at a 4 out of 5. We have the Warping of the Wilds. This is just finished up right there. I'm going to claim my legendary crest. We have some more tasks. That's just something that's finishing up. Set Hunter, still inside of the game. Look at it now. It's been extended again. Now it's going all the way until October 15th. I'm not sure if that's a new extension or not. Either way, we have another 20-something days left with that. Overflowing Arsenal. So you can get yourself some choice pieces right here. The tasks for completing this stuff are very simple. Again, Elder Rifts, Elite Monsters. This is a great way for you to unlock legendary items inside of the game. If you want to get certain legendary items that you may not have unlocked, you can utilize this. As you can see right here, I think I have everything unlocked. I'm only missing a few pieces from my wizard. But right now would be a good time where if you're looking to class change to a brand new class, like me, I've been thinking of going back to either Crusader or Barbarian. Now could be a good time because I'm missing some of these essences and I could potentially pick them up right over here. Not guaranteed depending on what the essences are, but I'm going to deal with this red dot right here and I'm just going to hold on to these items and wait to see. Recruit a Friend is back as well. If you want to see, there's my code right there. If you want to join Diablo Immortal and hook me up, I don't even know what the hookup is. I've actually never shared a share a friend. My code is 7BACCEC02B. And I think you guys can earn in-game rewards from that as well, not just me. But if you want to, we can, I guess, see what this feature is all about. Also, on your own accounts, it's worth you sharing. Let's actually see if this does account. And then when we do tomorrow's video, if I can see how many people actually use this invitation code. We'll check in on that one tomorrow. And oh my God, look at some of these people that haven't played for so. Let's invite Crimson Girl. We're gonna invite some of these names that we remember. People that haven't played in forever. Nebula. We're gonna invite him. Remedy. Oh my God. We got to send invites to these people. Captain Nemo hasn't played in over a year. Okay, we got to get those guys. Misery Hates Company hasn't What? That can't be right. No way. Maybe that's his old account or something. I don't know. Anna Cake hasn't played in 34. We're sending invites. All right, you get the idea right there. Season of Harvest is still going on where you're completing these items. Survivor's Bane is live inside of the game now. And of course, Hungering Moon where you can get your blessings and things like that. Now let's take another look here because check it out. First of all, when we come over to cosmetics, I believe this is going to give us that music sound. Or actually, we have our shadow cloak right here. Look at this. Look at this little shadow cloak. It's, oh man, this little tiny cloak. I want that big draping one. Requirements, does it show that become a shadow and increase your clan's level to earn? Well, I am a shadow, and I have been increasing. So, oh, we could go right here and equip it. Boom, my shadow cloak is equipped. And over here, it's actually allowing us to choose which of these nebulas we could equip. I don't have any unlocked right now. They're all locked behind. It's because when you get them, you get that 30-day. So unfortunately, we don't have any of those unlocked. I like how they have these additional cosmetic tabs. In addition to that, they have this right here. This is the sharing of your builds, okay? So the community builds, nice right here that you could kind of come in, you could choose what you have, what you don't, what essences you have, what skills you're utilizing, and all of that. PvP, you have active builds, and you could take a look at top ranked, all this kind of stuff. Really cool. It's going to help you guys build out your classes inside of the game, especially if you're new and you have no idea what you're doing. You could literally just copy what other people are using. Oh yeah, we got the new battle pass as well, which I need to unlock. So let me do that now, actually. Let's unlock this battle pass. We're going to go with the $4.99 option. I don't go with the larger option. Boom. And it's processing. There we go. Empowered battle pass. Let's see what these cosmetics look like in game. Well, first of all, day one, you get your initial stuff. Remember, I don't collect my rewards. Ooh, do I want to change classes? We'll keep it on the wizard. We'll keep it on the wizard, and we're going to go with our Telluric Pearls. We have the Eyeless Omen's weapon. Okay, let's take a look at what that weapon looks like right here. Just give it a good look for you guys. Okay. Okay. Not bad. It looks like horns of some type of a creature there. Let's take a look at what the cosmetic looks like once we get to level 15. Again, it takes me a little while to get there because I don't rush. I save all of my stuff until Monday. That's the male version. That's the female version. Let's actually switch to a few other classes. Barbarian, look at him. That's actually pretty tough looking. The Monk. We have the Demon Hunter. The Crusader. The Necro. I like the Necro. Blood Knight. Tempest. And Druid. It's probably best looking on the Druid because it's a very nature feeling type cosmetic. Either way, it's not my favorite overall, which is fine. It is a free cosmetic. Also, I'm going to collect my Boon of Plenty for the day, but notice here a new Prodigy's Path. This season will be refreshed. Players earn. Yeah, we know the deal of this right here. So Prodigy's Path is here. It's 20 bucks. I've completed all the other ones, and remember, there are some Prodigy's Paths that eventually go away. But here, this is how I get my orbs up, right? This is how I collect my orbs and I get some of these. It's 20 bucks. This is going to be lasting for 45 days, so we're looking at approximately a month and a half, and this is something that I will purchase inside of the game. I just don't know if I have a big enough balance in my account right now, so when I do get my large enough balance, I'll be picking that one up. We're going to claim our free thing right here as well. Every day you get your free rewards. And yeah, services, we'll come back to this at a later time. And when you head on over to the Elder Rifts, there is a new legendary gem drop pool selection. So you have a 50% chance of dropping a Haunt Coil gem. For me, I chose to go with the Blood-Soaked Jade gem from the previous event. So it seems that for the next 48 days, this is going to be the selection for you guys, the Haunt Coil. Which brings me to the new gems that are now inside of the game. First up, the Mountain Toe is here. It's the new 1-star gem that we've been talking about for the past week. We have the new 2-star gem, the Fading Nostrum. And of course, the highly anticipated defensive heavy focused Haunt Coil 5-star gem. Let's actually see what these are selling for. Wow, they're actually not selling for a lot right now. They're fairly inexpensive. 45,000 platinum for a 2-star, and then, as I mentioned before, with the event going on inside of the game, you could easily get that up to a 3-star. You could easily get it up to a 3-star, and you could probably, if you're a pretty invested player, or a fairly invested player, you could even get it up to a 4-star. Just from, you would need to get yourself 8 of these Rift Talisman sigils to get there. And there is a new login bundle that's here for you that is a 14-day unlock, 250%. You know you're going to get this when there's new gems. It has a $26 price tag. It gives you 1,600 orbs, a bunch of legendary crests. You get yourself the Fading Nostrum gem right there, some normal gems, and you, of course, get a 2 out of 5-star Haunt Coil gem once you get to day 14. And there is a new gift code inside of the game. It is Flesh Harvest promo code. We're going to see what those rewards are in a minute. And notice it's saying on this right here to go to diabloimmortal.com/redeem. That's because when you go inside of the game, you can't actually put the whole promo code in. It doesn't fit. So I'm going to go redeem that right now. So as you guys can see right here, Diablo Immortal, redeem.com, Flesh Harvest is the code. That's my ID, my server. I'm going to redeem the code right here, and it should come, submission accepted. It should drop inside of the game, and we should be able to get those rewards. I'm not sure how long it takes. We'll check towards the end of the video to see if that actually dropped. Now, if we take a look at our Codex and you look at the activities, we have this new drop down so you could kind of filter out the activities. This was actually working on mobile for me, but now it is not working on PC. So for those of you that play on mobile, that should be functioning just fine. For those of you that don't play on mobile, you may be running into that. I may just need to do a quick refresh or restart, but for right now, it's not working properly, is what it is. And remember, we have some updates to the familiars and the conversions inside of the game with those. Again, something we've spoken about. Here, it gives you the breakdown under updates. If a conversion stone is used during the conversion, you may choose to revert and keep one of the consumed material familiars instead of accepting the result. If no conversion stone is added during the process, the familiar with 1 legendary passive skill and 5 magic passive skills, or any lower quality familiar, could drop to familiar with 6 magic. Now, the point here is familiars are still a little bit clunky with how familiars work inside of the game. It is still not the smoothest experience for many players. That being said, at least they're making steps in the right direction to try and clean things up with the familiars. Remember that matchmaking inside of Battlegrounds has also been reworked, so now it's not only going to take into account your power, but also what class you're playing, so you don't have massive teams of Crusaders and Barbarians only. It more evenly distributes the class throughout each team. Also, remember the new Phantom Market cosmetic is not going to be available just yet. That should be available very soon for us, though, for those of you that are interested in it. And we also have the new Flesh Harvest main quest as well. You just very simply can navigate to that. It's the orange icon right here next to us inside of the game, telling you how to get there, what to do. You're basically going to head on over there to the Coven House and participate in that new campaign, experience the new zone. And you were probably curious about where we can do the new PvP war games. If you guys recall, we have Destruction's Call, which is a 12v12 battle. We have Tower War, which is an 8v8 battle right here. And we also could have up to 40 spectators. War Games is right here. Destruction's Call, Tower War, all modes. You could create lobbies if you want to, give it a name, put it behind a password. We could actually start making real events. I'm actually surprised there's no events being posted right here right away. But you could search for lobbies and you could really get yourself into some competitive PvP. Again, right now, this looks like a small table that's just sitting over here right across from the Hiltz Trader, but I think this could be a game changer for us inside of Diablo Immortal. I actually like how they have this. It looks like a big board game battlefield set up right here. This is going to be big, guys. Let's wait for it to populate and see what it comes out to be. And remember, we have updates to clans as well. Shadow Wars are changing, so we're going to see those changes happening immediately once we get into our next battles. Really cool that the Shadow War experience is being improved for all shadows, which at the end of the day is the majority of players inside of the game. Legendary gems, clan updates, Flesh Harvest, okay, this is something we got to get into, deeper into the Charvel Wilds and the conversion update. So many more little things are here inside of the game. Dive inside of Diablo Immortal, get yourself involved today. It's a good one, and again, invite all your friends. And lastly, let's see if anything actually came through my mail. My code was redeemed, and we got ourselves a legendary crest, 2 pieces of legendary gear. We got ourselves 3 sapphires and 3 aquamarines. I'll collect those, and it's actually nice. We got the normal gems we want, so decent promo code there this time around. Hopefully you guys capture yours. And as always, recruit or recall a friend in Diablo Immortal. Looks like I got a little bit of the rewards right here. These are the rewards and how high you can get in them. Not the craziest of rewards, but we did get something right there. Looks like someone did come back to the game from the recruit. If I'm going to share my code again for all of you, there it is. Dive back inside of Diablo Immortal today. If you love the game, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of you guys so much, and I'll see you back here in tomorrow's video. Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. I have to say, the sentiment in the community has been pretty positive about the update that just dropped inside of the game yesterday. I share that sentiment. I think that the update has been really solid, some really great implementations, although I still have not even checked out the new zone. I will be doing that today, but there's been, a lot of positivity, and this is something that's really nice to see, especially in Diablo Immortal. I mean, comments like this one have been coming in fairly regularly. This one from Behold Omega saying the new cosmetic for completing the story looks nice. Cool update. So I'm just excited to see that players are happy. I mean, we even have players like Hamadi Me who's saying things like, I haven't played in months, I might jump on tonight and see what's changed. Hopefully they've brought some new stuff to do. Well, yes, they definitely have. And one of the things that I always like is when they have these limited time bounty opportunities right here, so you could send out your familiars on bounties. I absolutely love this one. I'm actually going to send out my familiars here. I can't get another one going on there. We're going to also send out our shadow contract, and we're going to have the sanctum run right here as well. Not holding any towers right now because these towers just were reset as of last night. So pretty nice job there. I got 4 bounties being taken care of for me, and I like that because I'm being lazy. And something that no one's really talking about right now is how right now is a great time if you're thinking about class changing. We have the overflowing arsenal that just dropped back inside of the game, and it gives you the opportunity to unlock very easily a lot of legendary pieces of gear. But not only that, it also allows you to unlock a bunch of set items as well, which gives you the opportunity to switch to a class that you maybe haven't played in a while or ever before, and try out that class and be able to unlock some key essences that may be needed to put together the builds that you want to. The overflowing arsenal is always a good event. The tasks are easy things to complete, so you get these things done, you get the rewards. I'm currently holding on to them. There's not many things that I need. If we take a look right here, it'll actually show you if it'll let you know if the item is something that you don't have the essence for, and if you don't, well, then you could pick it up, or if it's one, like I said, that you particularly need for your build. For me, I'm good with my wizard, so maybe if I go back to barbarian, I'll try utilizing these, or maybe even try another class. And I also love that the Haunted Surge has returned, and that this time around you have the ability to get your Gloom Cask actually up this time around. It's going to take quite the investment to get 22 of these Rift Talisman to get it done, or Talisman to get it done. But you obviously can also do it with the brand new legendary gem as well, which you can now get 50% drop probabilities if you run Elder Rifts as well. That's another option that's available as of yesterday. Now, speaking of gems, I actually want to come on over here to Reddit and take a look at a couple of posts. This is someone, NFAC Dad, asking, what is this worth? He's sitting on a 5-star blood-soaked jade gem. First of all, don't sell it. This is a gem you should use. But he's asking here, hey, is there a reason I can't post this gem on the exchange, or is there something I'm doing wrong? Also, any idea what it would sell for platinum-wise? Well, first of all, we'll look at the platinum-wise in a second, but as you can see on this gem, take a look at the Mother's Lament underneath. There's this little icon. This means that it's sellable on the market. There's one right here as well. This is not a sellable gem. You cannot sell this gem on the market because it is bound to the account. You can either use it or use it as gem power, which you should never do, especially with this gem. You literally hit the jackpot with this gem. It is a rank 2, so it was potentially sellable prior, and you potentially put gem power into it that wasn't sellable and then made this a non-sellable gem. I don't know what it was at rank 1. Either way, if that icon is not there, it's not a sellable gem in the market. But let's actually take a look at it in the market. Blood-Soaked Jade is my favorite. Actually, Jesus, 32,000 for a 3-star. That is actually really great value. Let's get our way all the way to the end, see what we got. There are tons of them here. So right now, the lowest price for a 5-star Blood-Soaked Jade is 486,400, which is, to be honest with you, quite fair in price. The market has definitely settled down and gotten a lot less expensive since they've been combined with basically all of the region servers. And I know this was something we were talking about last week. Well, he says the technology has arrived. Now you can check the party gem find in your codex. So basically, players were having a difficult time having to look at buffs to decide or to determine how many gems they have collected. Well, now they have the ability to do it just from here. It's available in the codex. I know this is a small feature, but people like to know how many gems they've collected in a day, and now it's there. And here's another comment. This one's over in the forums. It's from Dibby Dobbs. He says, the thought of trying a new build just seems like a massive effort and it puts me off wanting to play. My bags are full of items for each individual loadout. There's no space for anything. The armory should be exactly what it says and should also store your equipment for each loadout. Green items should have a separate tab where you can filter sets and identify duplicates for salvage. Currently, it's so tedious having to work through and sort things. It feels like more work than a game sometimes. I will say, I do think that the armory needs to be a little bit cleaner. Sometimes things get clunky. I hate how whenever I could level something up, I have to go back and actually update each of my builds individually, and that doesn't happen organically. I understand there needs to be some type of control there so that we don't screw up our builds, but at the same time, it does feel a little bit tedious. But regarding the storage space, I mean, if you come on over here to the stash, there is quite a bit of storage space. You also have some, I have a Boon of Plenty stash, Boon of Plenty stash, Boon of Plenty stash, and then we have an Authenticator bonus. So really, if you authenticate your account, you're getting a whole nother tab right there. And if you're over here, if you have your, your normal stash, that's just everyone has. I would recommend getting the Boon of Plenty. It's $10 per month, and it gives you a ton of benefits. Some of those benefits include these 3 additional stash spots. $10 a month is something I think is very fair. This is not a pay-to-win mechanic, and I think this is actually how monetization should be in games like this, because you're paying for something for convenience rather than paying for power. So my recommendation, Boon of Plenty. You get 3 more slots. Now this brings me to another comment from Payne and a bunch of numbers and letters saying my stash is full of legendary items and set items, and also so does my inventory. What should I do to those items if I'm not going to use them anymore? Should I just salvage it or what? Any tips or guides? Thank you. Well, I let this person know in my comment response that I'd be covering this in the video. This is clearly a newer player that doesn't understand essence extraction, so let me show you that really quick. So what you need to do when you have your bags full is you want to come on over to this essence transfer right here in Westmarch. If you take a look at the map of Westmarch, it's right down over here. There's another one up here, and there's another one right over here as well. Yeah, there's actually, I think, another one down here in the basement too, unsure. But this is the main one. You come over here, essence transfer, and things are very easy here. You can extract. I don't have any pieces in here right now to give an example, but you need to have all of these essences unlocked on the account. You don't need to actually save the gear. You just want the essences for the gear. So you could basically swap a piece of gear with another essence that you may have available and have unlocked. So the goal is for your class, or for all of the classes, to get as many of these, if not all of them, unlocked so you have unlimited potential on your builds. So what you're going to do over here is you'll hit multi-extract. There'll be a button that says, it's right here, it says select all. You click it, and then you extract all the essences. It's going to give you the materials for upgrading legendary items, as well as unlock a bunch of the essences. As you can see, I have all of these unlocked right now. So make sure that you don't just go and salvage them at the blacksmith, because you're going to lose those essences. You need the essences. Go to Zamina, the essence transfer, and extract all those essences. And that's my new player guide portion of the video. So really the three key points here today are, one, it's a great time to class change because of the opportunity that's going on with the new gear that you can easily attain. The update has been a pretty big success. I've heard a lot of positive things about it. I know people in PvP are happy. War Games is going to be insane, and just the new campaign is apparently really fun as well. I'll be diving into that as I mentioned today. Let me know in the comments section below how you're feeling about the update and if you guys completed Flesh Harvest and what you thought of the new zone. All this said, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another Diablo Immortal video. Please subscribe. Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. Today we're going to be talking about the new Shadow War system that was implemented into Diablo Immortal with the most recent update. Now it's worth noting that no one has actually seen or felt this yet because there hasn't been any mechanic that would engage the new system. That's because we have no turnover from Shadows to Immortals or Immortals to Shadows yet. But that will be coming as early as next week in some servers across the world. But until then, we want to get a better understanding of what these brackets could look like. And Red October did a whole bunch of research and put together a blog post right here that I'm sharing with you today that takes you through all the details of what this could actually look like. Now, I did get on a phone call with Red. He told me all of the process that he went through and what he understands regarding this bracket and how he anticipates it's going to look in Diablo Immortal. Now, whether this is going to be happening on your server next week or your server in a month from now, we will have distinct answers to what this is going to look like, as some clans on some servers somewhere are going to experience it, and it will be sent out through the internet. Now, this is a blog that Red October has that breaks down all different elements of Diablo Immortal, update information, just regular how-to information and things like that. This is something that's very much needed in the space, so I want to share it with you today. I will be giving you guys a link in the description, and I highly recommend you bookmark that link and consistently come back to check out what he has going on next. So first of all, he breaks down what a Swiss tournament actually looks like. And this graphic right here basically shows how the system works. But he goes on to discuss that Swiss tournaments are frequently used in chess tournaments, but also other online games. When I was speaking with him, me being someone that's done a lot of esports casting, I never really understood and knew the whole Swiss system. I actually was a phys ed teacher and coach as well, and we never did Swiss brackets. But now that I look back, maybe some of the esports related content that I was casting was actually done in a Swiss method. Let's read on. A presumption of the competitors is there is a higher number, more than 4, and the skills are wide. Players are good, bad, and all in between. The goal of the tournament style is players complete the tournament in a final place similar to their seed spot. Ideally, higher seeded players aren't knocked out too early compared to single elimination tournaments like March Madness. So you're gonna get more opportunity to play. We heard about this and understood this from the blog post. Also, if a player is mid-seeded, they finish in the middle rank even if their first battle was against a higher seeded player. Best implementation of Swiss tournament seeds 8, 16, 32, 64 teams, but various are available from other side groups as well. Here is how the tournament is set up. Rank all competitors by their expected finishing place. It can be done in many ways, such as finishes in previous tournaments or other players' placements placement of a player. Getting the exact place isn't as important as an approximation, just kind of setting things up initially. Then set brackets as one team from the top half against one team from the bottom half. He's seen this done in 2 different styles, highest versus lowest or the closest match. In highest versus lowest, the highest ranked team is most likely going to win their first pairing. In the closest match, brackets are selected in corresponding spots to ensure the closest match. This would ensure a fairer fight in round 1. And he has right here an example of what it would look like. We got 100 Thieves and a bunch of esports teams on here versus other teams. Number 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, 3 versus 14, and so on. And then you have the round breakdown, 1 versus 9, 2 versus 10, 8 versus 16. You could kind of get an idea of what this is looking like right here. That's the closest match, round 1, and this is the best versus worst seed. So 2 different variations right there. For consistency and ease of discussion, let's assume 8 ranked players are paired in closest match. It would be seed 1 versus 5, 2 versus 6, 3 versus 7, and so on. Results are given points according to the tournament rules. In round 2, winners bracketed together and then non-winners. Each bracket group is set either high versus low rank or closest match. Assume higher seeded teams end up winning. Then we have seed 1 versus seed 3. Seed 2 versus seed 4. Both of them are winners. And then you have seed 5 and 7. They had lost. 6 and 8. They had lost. They would then face off against one another. After round 2, seed 1 beat 3 and seed 4 beats seed 2. Their ranking would be seeded 1, 2, 0, seed 4, 2, 0, seed 2, 1, 1, seed 3, 1, 1. Hopefully with all these numbers throwing around, it makes sense. Tiebreaker on win records is determined by seed position. Similar results in lower brackets. Seed 5 loses to seed 7 and seed 6 beats seeds 8. Their final positions are seed 6, 1 and 1, and seed 7, 1 and 1, seed 5 and 8, both 0 and 2. To determine the ultimate tournament winner, the competitors are regrouped 2 and 0, 1 and 0, 1 and 1, and 0 and 2. Special note, seed 2 already played seed 6 in round 1. Duplicate competitions are avoided when possible, and that was said in the blog post. So it's 1 versus 4, and you could see the grouping right here, how it's going to be going and grouping them based off of their wins versus losses. Tournament first and second is determined by 2 and 0 group. Third and fourth are the winners of 1 and 1. And what you're basically seeing here, without me just verbatim reading what he's writing here, is that they're pairing players and teams together that have similar records and that have similar experiences throughout. If they are losing a lot, they're going to be paired with others that are losing a lot, making for better war matches, which is exactly what we want. We want fun and competitive matches. Whether you're at the top fighting other top players, or whether you're at the bottom fighting players that really aren't that great, at least you all can then have a competitive match. When pairing isn't possible, the highest seed from the next lowest group is moved up to complete brackets. In the event no one is left for pairing, the competitor is given a bye for the round, and a bye is awarded only once to a single competitor. So now the question is, what could this look like inside of Diablo Immortal itself? And, well, this is what we have. Out of transparency, Red states, at the time of posting, I'm working on assumptions and what is posted in the blog from the 23rd, which is Blizzard's blog, which we discussed earlier in the week. So there are a few assumptions that he's come up with. 1, the blog post suggests there will be 2 tournament brackets, top 10 shadow clans and everyone else. Clans that are ranked in the top 10 are placed in a protected matchmaking pool. What this means is they can only face off against each other. Those top 10 are going to be fighting each other. They're not going to be fighting anyone else that is part of these brackets. Assumption 2, brackets are set, closest match to keep pairings most interesting. Assumption 3, especially for the first week of the new Immortal reign, initial seeding is based on shadow ranking. But this could still work if seed ranking is totally random. Assumption 4, per the Swiss-style tournaments, when a score group has an odd number of clans, the clan with the best shadow rank in their next lower scoring group, 1 win, 1 loss versus 2 wins, 0 losses, will be moved up to complete brackets. Now, he has a few facts that he states here as well. 1, clans will earn 3 points for a win and 1 for a loss. This was stated by Blizzard. 2, each clan will need 30 players to register. Fact. Registration will be automatic and the clan leader must intentionally turn registration to manual. So if you don't want to register, make sure you go to change it to manual, or else you will be registered. And 4, when possible or where possible, teams will not battle the same team multiple times. All right. A lot of that information was pulled from the blog post. So based on the post, we know there will continue to be Tuesday and Thursday cadence. It's likely that the week's battles will be determined by win-loss points and by shadow rank. In the first week, the Immortal Reign battle brackets will have everyone. In either example of best versus worst or most fair, you will see clans currently rank 11 through 20 get put against clans with far less experience, size, and or power. After the first week, we should start seeing clans of similar power competing fair matches. So basically, you maybe match with teams that are just way better or way worse than you, but as time goes on, this will be more evenly distributed. Based on assumption 1, top 10 clans will compete solely against each other for top spots. It's not a bad idea. The Thursday battle will be composed of the top 5 competing against a rank 6 through 10 in 5 brackets. The winner of each will pair off again on Saturday with the highest ranked clan from the loser group filling in the brackets. And this is what things could look like, a little bit of a visual. So example of the Thursday bracket is right here. We have an example of possible ranking after Thursday battles right here. We have Saturday bracket, for example. And he shared example from a similar Thursday battle and a bracket, Saturday bracket from example number 2. Lastly, for the top 10 brackets with 10 clans, according to the Swiss style tournament, ultimate ranking will be completed after the 4th round and week 2, second week. In other tournaments, these competitors would be eliminated from the tournament. It's possible they'll be removed from the top 10 and put into a non-top 10 brackets. This would allow clans ranked 11 through 15 to have an opportunity to move up. This is personal opinion, however. We'll see how that really pans out. Compared to the current map model of Shadow War, this is a marked improvement as after the first few wars, clans will start competing against same-sized clans. Again, I like that portion of this. In the current Shadow War competition, many clans are playing top 10 clans weekly and getting decimated. Similarly, top 10 clans are only competing against non-top 10 until they battle after the challenge of the Immortal. So what he's trying to say there is right now, top 10 clans are not facing competitive matches, and that's not fun for them. They want to face matches that are competitive. And clans that aren't top 10, medium or low tier clans, are getting their butts kicked every single week. This new system should fix that, and I mean, we'll see if that actually does happen as time goes on. At the end of the day, if you want to go over this more in depth, I will be leaving the blog post in the description of this video so you guys can go check it out. Go show some support to Red October. Hope you enjoyed the video and found it valuable. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow in the weekly recap. On September 25th, we're getting a brand new update inside of Diablo Immortal, and this is a big one. Today, I have all of the details regarding this update, as well as a bunch of in-game footage and cinematics that I can guarantee you haven't seen before. Now, I was given some of this information early, so what I'm looking at here are notes that were provided to me by Blizzard, and you can see all of the topics we're going to be talking about today. Fleshed Harvest main quest in the Charvel Zone, new legendary gems, which we've spoken of on the channel before, Cycle of Strife Reborn, familiar improvements, plot your war games. This is going to be fun, boys. Festival of the Ancient Moon, the new Battle Pass, Skyborn's Scourge, Phantom Market, play music from the Phantom Market. That's something new. Returning events, feature updates, and bug fixes. All of that is inside of today's video. But first, let's start with a little cinematic to get you started. Regarding the new zone.
We must defend our home. Lazarus, come forward. Your sacrifice will ensure our future. Please! In this new world, all will be free!
So yeah, they always do a great job with those cinematics. I want to start out the video with something that you probably haven't seen yet. So we do have the new main quest, Flesh Harvest main quest in the Charvel Wilds zone. And let's just read through what we're going to get right here. In the new Flesh Harvest main quest, you'll investigate the Wicker Fields, the spiritual center and breadbasket of Charvel, as you search for Albrecht and his hive, which is kind of what I think we were looking at inside of that video. As you traverse the corrupted fields, you'll confront ghastly, undead, frenzied fae, and hideous shardborn among the festering grassland, all while learning of the resentment continuously growing within the Estig peasantry and the promises of freedom Albrecht has made to his followers. So a little bit of lore we're getting right here. You'll team up with your allies as you prepare to confront Albrecht and his army of followers and monsters within the Boil of Creation, a massive shard-born hive. Within, you'll witness the beginning of Albrecht's horrifying plans to transform Sanctuary into an image and sacrifices he's made to achieve his dreams. And then we go here. At long last, you'll be able to explore, complete bounties, and slay wanted monsters in several of Charvel's subzones, including the township of Highfork, the village of Othrup, the Moonlit Highlands, and Darkened Glade, and the Wicker Fields. Prepare yourself, Defender of the Wilds. Replay past quests by assessing the Adventurer's Chronicle in Kane's Workshop. And we have some things right here. Receive bounty from the Flesh Harvest from the 25th of September through October 8th. Enter promo code Flesh Harvest right here to collect your first offering of the major update. You can only redeem it once. You get a legendary crest, 2 legendary items, 3 aquamarines, and 3 sapphires. So really exciting that we're getting a new zone. It's been a minute since we've had like a big new zone reveal. This one I think is going to be a fun one. Now they go on to again share with us information regarding the new legendary gems. We've covered this already on the channel, but to summarize, we're getting a new 5-star gem called Haunted Coil, very focused around defense. We are getting the Fading Nostrum, which is a 2-star gem. A lot of people really like this because, well, let me read it to you. When you take damage, you become warded for 6 seconds, reducing the damage you take from harmful continual damage effects, and increasing your chance to block projectiles. And then a 1-star gem, which is a Mountain Toe, which is going to have a critical resistance increase and critical damage taken reduced. It does tell you, they do tell us now what the Resonance Gems are going to be, so that's actually pretty cool. Resonance Gems for the 5-star, which is the one that probably most of you care about, is going to be Spectre Glass, Viper's Bite, Insidious Scorn, Seeping Bile, and Spiteful Blood. And the Resonance Gems for the 2-star is Mocking Laughter, the Curseling, and the Abiding Curse. I want to show you a little bit of a look of the new Wicker Fields and some of the new zones that we were just talking about and reading about, and also maybe the new enemy faction that you're going to find inside of that zone. This is just some pre-rendered items from the zone that'll give us an idea of what we can expect when we actually get there. I like this view. Look at that monstrous essence just floating up there in the sky. A little preview here of what the new monsters are going to be. And I have a bunch more footage that I can show you. I'll sprinkle it throughout the video. And anything that I don't show throughout the video, I'll show you at the end. Giving a little bit of a Demon Hunter highlight here, though, as well. I'm actually surprised they didn't use the Druid. All right, look at all the pumpkins you got over here. I actually like that look. Then I want to show you something else. So this is the new enemy faction that you're going to be running into when we're here. These are the new enemies that have never been seen before inside of the game. There's quite a bit of footage of this one. We'll see if we're going to show it all. You have these as well, which are definitely cool looking. And lastly, it looks like we made our way into that that home of Albrecht right here, where everything seems to be made up of flesh. And look, you even have a character that's stuck. These characters are stuck onto the home. It's basically sacrificing people or demons to build this lair that they live inside of. I think it's pretty cool. But now let's move on to the cycle of strife and how this is being changed. Let's go through all of this. The endless battle between Immortals and Shadows rages on. Victories bolstering dominant clans and fueling those who wish to claim their mantle. But war adapts and improves its deadly efficiency in the name of battlefield advantages. So too should the Shadow War make change to its Grimsley contest. We've spoken a little bit about Shadow Cloaks. This is all part of that. We're shaking up the cycle of strife in a big way and making battles more intense and quicker to complete, which I love. Shadow War changes. We're changing the format on how you match up and face off against other clans in Shadow War. Moving forward, clans will compete in 2 matches per week, earning points for each match that they win. Moving away from the traditional bracket, this means there will be no more eliminations, and clans will be matched against other clans with similar points. Clans will earn 3 points for a win and 1 for a loss. The top 10 clans with the highest scores at the end of the tournament will be greatly rewarded. The clans that finish from 11 to 20 earning hearty rewards as well. You may recognize this from a Swiss tournament style. The system has been used in tournaments around the world for sports, games, and more. While the tournaments may start with higher and lower skilled clans facing off as matches progress, the system is known to even out and result in more appropriate matches. The really positive thing about this is that there's no elimination. And yes, in the beginning, you're going to be matched up with people randomly. You could go against a really dominant, strong clan and get smoked if you're not a dominant, strong clan yourself. But as you get your win-losses, you'll start more evenly matching with clans and your experience will improve over time. This just means more battles for more players, more rewards, and honestly more fun in a PvP style way. Tournament registration. Registration for the Shadow War begins each week on Monday at 3 a.m., Tuesday at 9 p.m. local time. Each clan will need 30 players to register. If you meet the requirements, you'll register automatically, but you can switch back to manual registration if wanted. So what we really want to make sure is that we have at least 30 active players inside of the clan, and if we don't, it's time to start kicking those inactives and bringing in people that are going to participate in these events. Matchmaking rules. If 2 clans have already faced off against each other in a previous round, you're far less likely to play against them in following rounds. That's cool. Clans that are ranked in the top 10 are placed in a protected matchmaking pool where there's multiple potential opponents with similar point totals. The matchmaking system will prioritize matching you against opponents ranked 11 or lower, whoever's points are closest. And then the rewards, the top 10 clans will earn legendary crests for each of its members, while following clans who finish 11 through 20 will earn legendary chest vouchers, which allows you to purchase a legendary crest from the Hills Trader at 9 on Saturday. All right, so I don't know that the rewards are going to be as huge as they're saying they're going to be, but at least the fighting mechanic and the tournament style, I think I like it better. And shadow contracts. No one likes doing shadow contracts. I let my pets do my shadow contracts, and I haven't done them since. But they're changing them. We've streamlined the shadow contract system to reduce grind and make rewards more meaningful. The shadow contracts have fewer tasks, automatic rewards, and more loot to earn. Weekly attempts have been reduced from 9 to 6. The familiar AFK time has been reduced from 162 hours to 108 hours. And the cumulative attempt cap has been removed. Contracts are now available twice per week. So it's going to take less time. They're going to be easier. Additionally, we've increased the rewards by increasing the activity points earned from completing each activity from 20 to 30. The gold, XP, equipment earned from contract rewards, as well has been boosted by 50%. All right, let's talk about clans and cloaks. I love the cloak system, and I love that we're going to be able to get cloaks, essentially free cosmetics earned for how well you participate and how well you do in these Shadows events. Rise beyond the new heights. The clan level cap has been raised, allowing your clan to rise beyond previous heights. By completing activities, the Vault Chest, Contract, Shadow War, and New Invasion of the Immortal Realm, your clan will steadily gain the new experience. Tasks have also been simplified to make leveling easier. For instance, we've removed the Rite of Exile as a clan focus option as it's too unpredictable. Similarly, contract tasks were reduced to match vault chest levels, which now requires fewer players while granting better rewards. Unite the progress together, weekly clan activities now contribute more potentially to your progress, making it easier for every active clan member to leave their mark. Even smaller clans can raise through the ranks and earn prestigious rewards previously out of reach through consistent teamwork. And this is the cloak we are talking about right here. Really nice looking shadow cloak. This right here is the tier 3 of the cloak, which as of right now is the best looking. It looks a lot more dummied down with the previous levels of this. As at key milestones, your clan can unlock shadow cloaks, wreathed in smoke and starlight. These are exclusive cosmetic rewards that visually showcase your clan status and achievements. As your clan levels up, based off your deeds of valor within the cycle of strife. Shadow cloaks are unlocked at set ranks, growing in magnificence as your clan gains momentum. These cloaks must be re-earned each season, ensuring that only active and dedicated clans wear them with pride. Okay, so that was something we didn't know. These cloaks are not unlocked permanently on you. So it really is tied to the clan that you're playing with. Each season, you're going to have to re-earn your cloaks, and you can see throughout the season how people are doing and how strong their clans are based off of the cloaks that they're wearing. It's not going to be a cosmetic that you permanently unlock and own. These cloaks must be re-earned. Redefine buff progression. Existing clan buffs are still part of the cycle of strife, but their unlock order and strength have been rebalanced. Developers note, this should make your progress feel smoother and ensures that valuable bonuses are earned at more impactful moments along your clan's journey. See your progress grow. The clan interface has been updated to clearly display your clan's level, available rewards, and current XP sources, making it easier than ever to track your rise and celebrate your milestones together. All right, cool. Now we got some stuff regarding Akiba's Ordeal. Something new. We're adding a new way to earn marks for Shadow Clans during the cycle of strife. Slay your way through Akiba's Ordeal, a 4-player Shadow Clan exclusive fight where you'll need to strike down 2 bosses to emerge triumphant. I actually really like this, that it's going to be a PvE focused thing. Very cool. Should you choose to select the fight in higher difficulty levels, the bosses you fight will be empowered by affixes from challenge dungeons. Completing Akiba's Ordeal rewards marks, strengthening your Shadow Clan during the cycle of strife. Completing Akiba's Ordeal for the first time each week will grant higher rewards and marks. Faster Shadow Assembly. The Shadow Assembly can now be completed faster than ever before, with reduced blessings and more time for slaying. The time between blessings has been reduced from 2 minutes to 1. It's now more clear to see who received the initial blessing, and if you did not receive the initial blessing, you can receive it from players who have already blessed. All right, we do the Akiba's Ordeal, the Shadow Assembly every day. Gives you free experience. I save my experience for every Monday, and I collect it then, so for the extra rewards. They're making it so that it's half the time now, which is cool. I'm fine with that. It works for me. I don't think it was never a problem that it was 2 minutes. People were kind of hanging out inside of there, but now you could do it quicker. Clan management optimizations for all you clan leaders out there. They've made several updates to the clan management system to help streamline how it's organized and make it easier or tactically communicate and organize your clan as a leader. This is a good idea. Clan leaders often lack easy access to their individual clan members' combat power, resonance, and participation for planning around Shadow Wars, Vigil of Blades, and Rite of Exile. We've now added an export member data tool, which includes combat resonance, attributes, and combat power stats. These tools were functionally inspired by similar systems found in World of Warcraft. Love that they're utilizing systems that work and bringing them over here. To help see who performed member changes within your clan, there's now a history list to keep record of members joining, leaving, kicked, and appointed to a position. It can be difficult to notify shadows who fail to meet the rank requirements, so we've added a bulk mail option by rank so you can notify a large amount of members at one time. There's now a filtering and sorting option by level and resonance to make going through your clan member list easier and less tedious to navigate. And when participating in the Rite of Exile, sometimes your warriors don't show up when called upon, which is 100% true. Sometimes I miss it. You can now substitute players for the registered pool and swap in active members if someone else misses the match. Really nice change right there. Now they're also making changes to warbands. These are pretty cool, and they're cosmetic, which you'll see the image in a moment. It's now much easier to find higher quality remnants while running Purge the Depths. Warband parties now only require 4 players to receive the highest quality of remnant drops. Awesome. What I'm hearing a lot of here is more rewards for doing less. Remnants now drop in the Warband Helliquary raids and also only require 4 players to achieve the highest quality drops. The remnants can still be found with fewer members, but the chance diminishes with each player you take below 4. When a set of remnants drop within the Helliquary raid, they'll all be for one specific role, and anyone from the warband can pick them up. The rewards are not character specific. Remnants can drop within the first 5 clears of each reset. The warband rooms have been removed to streamline the system further. Each of you can directly select a specific role that you want to have active and can individually select the bonus stats that are active, independent of other warband members' choices. The warband leader will still determine the assignments of remnants for each role. I like that the leader has some more control here and that we have a little bit more freedom. All right, now we could also get a new banner. We got new emblems and things like that, which is cool. Our boy Red October runs our warband and clan. Hopefully he comes with a really cool looking design. Each clan has their own distinct pact of honor, a lack thereof to rally behind, or lack thereof. Clan leaders can now select a distinct banner emblem and background color to help you stand out amongst the fray. There's over 30 emblem options and proudly distinguish your clan battles. All right, 30, that's not a ton, but you know what? That between the background color, it'll be able to make you at least stand out a little bit. We have vault updates as well, and this one is a little bit in depth. Cheat, Death, and Savior will now reset their cooldowns upon exiting the vault. Well, that's a good thing. The vault now has a chance to spawn elite and rare monsters with the Immortal's vault rank, increasing the amount spawned per rank. There's also now a chance for a hidden passage to appear at the beginning of the first floor. The portal requires all players within the vault to channel it immediately skip players to the fourth floor, alerting the Immortals to their presence shortly after. If you choose to activate the hidden passage, you'll earn a chest rewards for the first 3 floors without having to clear them. However, if you choose to open the chest on the first floor, the hidden passage will crumble and become impassable. If you use the hidden passage, beware, for the Vault Guardian will increase in strength. Okay. Shadows that wait in queue for an extended period of time without finding a full party will now have the option to enter without a full party. Enemies within the vault will remain at their normal power and the alarm will still be triggered. So you don't have to wait anymore, but you still have the same battle at hand when you get in there with less players. Additionally, hilts earned when Immortals defend the vault have been increased from 200 to 350, and for wins, 150 to 200 for losses. All right, very cool. I think that was good. They haven't touched that in a long time. All right, we got some familiar improvements here. Your most stalwart companion is receiving a whole set of improvements. And we know that the familiars inside of the game, they're very, it's complicated and it's confusing for many players. I don't think that what we're about to look at right here is going to take away much of the confusion, but it does streamline some things. Conversion changes. After converting your familiar, you'll decide whether to keep one of the material familiars or the conversion result. This should reduce the risk of losing powerful familiars through converting. This applies to aberrant conversions using conversion stones. So you have to be utilizing conversion stones for that. Conversion output. There have been slight changes to the passives aberrant familiars receive when converting. To better match actual player demand, aberrant familiars will more often receive 2 or fewer rare passive skills. If you're not using a conversion stone during aberrant conversion, if you have a familiar with only 1 legendary skill, the minimum quality of skills for the newly converted familiar will be adjusted to 6 magic skills. Here's the note on that. Previously, during normal conversion, there was a high probability that an aberrant familiar would be generated with multiple rare passive skills, like 5 or 6. However, most of these aberrant familiars were not kept, but instead used as material for aberrant conversions, which is true. For the purpose, having fewer rare passive skills is actually preferable. More rare skills increases their market price, making them harder to sell, and becomes less useful as material for most players. To address the issue and better balance market supply and demand, we've adjusted the probability distribution of passive skills on aberrant familiars generated from normal conversion. The change does not affect the overall drop rate of aberrant familiars, only the distribution of their passive skills. Now, they mentioned that the more rare skills, the higher the value and the more you could sell it for in the market. And with getting less rare skills, we're actually going to be getting familiars that have less value, but they're going to be easier to sell. At the end of the day, I'm not sure if that's going to be a positive thing or a negative thing for people that are utilizing familiars as a platinum income source. We'll have to see how that plays out. That could be a hit to them there. Improved familiar trading rules. The familiar shop will now display the next time the wares refresh, making it a bit easier to plan. Within the first 10 seconds after the store refreshes, purchases will go through a bidding process, preventing players from instantly grabbing the lowest price familiars. This is from the shop, that the game's generated shop. Additionally, the highest price that a familiar with one legendary skill or less has been updated to make pricing more accurate and easier to sell in turn. The freeze period following a familiar trade has also been extended to 7 days. Now, what that sounds like is they lowered the prices again of those familiars as well. But War Games is a huge one, guys, because we can now create our own lobbies and have our own battles that have nothing to do with Shadows, Immortals, Battlegrounds. We can set up our own tournaments. War Games, you can see the settings right here. Name the lobby, give it a password, call change what mode, how long it lasts, enable flags, and give the points that you want and create the lobby. This is actually massive for Diablo Immortal. We've spoken about Diablo Immortal in esports in previous videos, and this is something that's going to be huge. In times of peace, a warrior's mind is a blade unhoned. All right, we don't need to need through that. War Games is a new system that allows you to create custom PvP lobbies at any time. It launches with 3 modes to hone your skills in Destruction's Call, Slayer, and Tower War. War game lobbies will be cross-server, allowing you to join matches with fellow wanderers you typically wouldn't get to duel against. Absolutely amazing right there. Each mode will have specific settings that can be adjusted, including point or skill requirements, time limits, flag, and enemy spawns. Destruction's Call, capture the flag, will be a feature the same base gameplay you'll become used to in Ancient's Cradle. Crush your enemies and capture flags to earn points. Destruction's Call, Slayer in a team deathmatch mode. Oh, I love team deathmatch, where only objective is to kill the enemy team. Tower War will be the same gameplay you've known. Capture and hold the effigies to earn points. Destruction's Call, Slayer, this is going to be where it's at right here. At least for me, I'm going to absolutely love that. I always love just go out, no objectives, and just go fight to get kills. Destruction's Call will support up to 12v12 battles, and Tower War supports up to 8v8. A total of 40 players can be within a single lobby. Any additional players will be placed on the spectator list, only able to watch games. Having a spectator list that large is something that you don't often see. It's amazing, allows you to watch these battles, allows people to cast and stream these battles. I'm telling you guys, they're setting up for esports right here. To begin War Game, travel to the War Game tables on the Immortal Overlook in Westmarch near the Battleground Captain to join or create your War Games lobby. War Games will have the Strife debuff active, which reduces bonuses from legendary gems and other sources of power when playing in PvP. It does not have normalized fair PvP settings, so it's just like if you're in Battlegrounds. This is the beginning of what we hope to be hope this system can be. We'll keep an eye out for feedback and help shape War Games in the future. It's the beginning. I think this could very well be the biggest update, biggest part of this update. I think it's actually incredible. Festival of the Ancient Moon from October 1st through October 15th. Completing daily, weekly tasks to earn rewards. All right, so you're going to be able to get things such as complete daily tasks such as the Sanctum, the Castle, Abyssal Verge, earn Aspirin Keys, runes, and more. Complete weekly tasks by leveling up runes. Complete the Rite of Exile, a Rite of Cleansing to earn Teloric Pearls. Set items, legendary items, and more. Accumulate more points, winning bonus rewards, Moonlight Flora, runes, and legendary crests. Basically, this is going to be an event where you get rewarded for doing things inside of the game. Free rewards, we'll take them. Battle Pass number 44, Eyeless Omens. All right, this is, so our faces are going to be covered and we're losing our eyes in this cosmetic. Pretty cool. The Season 44 Battle Pass siddles its way into Sanctuary on September 25th. So the Battle Pass is ending. Remember, guys, to make sure that you actually utilize your battle points. Use them now. Be rising to the destined potential. It's going to be going on until October 23rd. And there's another Phantom Market here as well. Remember, the Phantom Market cosmetic traditionally costs approximately $170 to unlock all levels of it, which is a cross-class cosmetic, multiple bound cosmetics, portals, and other rewards. This is going to be going on from September 28th through October 22nd. Brings godly threats to wreath your adventure in. The Phantom Market also contains limited time Valkyrie, who accompanies you on your journey and plays special effects on certain conditions, on death, when idle, and when following you. So it looks like we're gonna have a really like golden, godly looking thing, angel-esque look. That's the wizard we're looking at right there in the front. I actually quite like it, and I'm really curious to see what this Valkyrie is going to be moving around. I did hear that we're going to have some sounds that do follow us around. Very cool, Phantom Market. Let me know if you guys like this one or not. Here are some other looks of that as well. The Valkyrie can be extended in its own Collector's Empowered Battle Pass. And there we go. That's what it's going to look like inside of the game. Play music from the Phantom Market. We have some things here as well regarding our badges. A bard's music may delight a crowd, but only for the time its mellifluous tones drift upon the wind. Now you can summon this ability anytime you please. Enjoy background music from previous Phantom Market cosmetics while in your inventory. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you could put the sounds that you get from Phantom Markets and attach them to your character. That's actually something nice. It's an additional little feature there. Experience music changes when switching between badges, as each one has its own theme. You can listen to others play selected badge music when viewing their profile if they have it enabled. Easily manage music playback with a single toggle in the badge UI. That's pretty cool. A small change, but pretty cool. We got some balance changes as well. Developers note we've updated and either tweaked or redesigned the functionality of many old legendary items in this update. Below, you can see the new item descriptions for the updated skills and few numeric balance changes that would be caught in the legendary description. These changes aim to bring back some old popular builds or even introduce new builds. All right, so there's a bunch of these. We're going to go through all of them. For the Barbarians, Fallow Field. The Whirlwind now consumes life instead of energy, allowing you to maintain your Whirlwind as long as blood still flows in your veins. Whirlwind also deals 6% increased damage with each consecutive hit, up to a maximum of 36%. Let's take a look at the Blood Knight. Lost Companions, or Umbral Brace, the reduced damage from multiple spears hitting the same enemy is now less severe. Previously, extra spears only did 50% damage, but now they deal 75%. We have Soul Sensor. Skewer also shatters the enemy armor, increasing their damage taken by 8% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 16%. And Abomination, base skill, primary attack, and non-channeled skill Anger Generation is increased by 100%. Channeled skills now generate 1 anger for every 2 energy consumed. Let's see what they're doing with this Crusader here. Crown of Dispassion, Consecrate, now empowers you, leaving behind a holy trail that damages enemies and reduces the damage that they deal by 25%. It's kind of like a trail of fire being left behind, but some aura instead. Objurgation, Judgment, now grants you a castigating aura that reduces enemy movement speed by 30%, increases the damage they take by 25%. Enemies within the aura that suffer a knockback effect are struck by holy light that stuns them for 2 seconds. Zanula's Last Hymn, Consecration, also increases enemy movement speed by 30%, reduces enemy movement speed by 30%, and prevents them from using dash skills for 2 seconds. It can occur more often than once every 6 seconds to that same enemy. Cavalier's Courtwear, Drawn Quarter, now knocks enemies airborne when you trample them. While mounted, you're immune to knockback effects and can't be dismounted by total loss of control effects. And additionally, you take 45% reduced damage from skills, but also deal 45% reduced damage within skills while mounted. And Harmonic Collide, Condemn cannot trigger its enemies are further than 10 yards away. Honestly, this seems like some nice buffs right here to the Crusader, which is already a strong class. Demon Hunter. From Guardian's Sight, Sentry is now empowered with Frost, damaging and stacking a chill on enemies that freezes them for 2 seconds at 4 stacks. Sentry also takes 75% reduced damage from players. Satidious Breath, Smokescreen, explosion damage increased from 50% to 75% for subsequent hits. And Laggards of the Invulnerable Inferno, Knife Trap, Immolation traps can now overlap and enemies will take damage from each trap individually. That's actually pretty cool. You could stack traps on top of each other and do twice the damage. We have changes to the Druid. The Yawning Maw, Summon Grizzly, Fire Bear takes 50% reduced damage from players. Gargast Beacon, Summon Wolves, Fire Wolves take 50% reduced damage from players. Flesh is Fertile Ground. Thorn Armor is now toggled on or off, and while on, it consumes primal power to grant increased attack speed to all nearby allies and continuously damage nearby enemies, dealing increased damage from subsequent hits up to 25% increased damage. We have Sadarkin, Summon Oak Sage, cooldowns reduced to 15 seconds, and Wildbrute, Lunge, Werewolf, cooldown is increased to 9 seconds. Monk, Necro, and Tempest. The Monk, driven. I can't believe the Monk only has one change. Cyclone Strife is now channeled, causing you to run forward, spinning a staff of storms to damage enemies that increases in 8% with each subsequent hit, up to a maximum of 48%. When channeling, you're immune to knockback effects. So that's really like the main thing that people like to use on the Monk, Cyclone Strike. So that's actually a good positive buff for it. Necromancer, 10 Thorn, Corpse Lance now consumes nearby corpses and to launch lances at a target location. Soul Levy, Bone Spirits, now unleashes a wave of spirits that damage and fear enemies. Consuming corpses beforehand will increase the number of waves. And then the Tempest, probably the biggest along with the Crusader damage dealer inside of the game. Gust Gift, Wind Walk, now empowers you, during which your primary attacks grant you a shield that absorbs damage and grants immunity to knockback effects. The value equals 80% of your damage. The Zod Duth, Rolling Surf, now empowers your edges, granting you temporary immunity to loss of control and knockback, while causing you and your Zephyr's primary attacks to become sweeping sword slashes that deal increased damage with each consecutive hit. 5% increased primary attack damage, up to a maximum of 50%. Harniest Caskill, Squall now makes you untargetable and causes you and your Zephyrs to dash forward, damaging enemies in your path. Additionally, each active Zephyr that dashes with you will increase your primary attack speed by 15% from 1.5 seconds up to a maximum of 45%. Honestly, it looks like the Tempest is also getting some nice buffs that are going to be very welcomed by many Tempest players. And my Wizard, because I still am playing as the Wizard, Veil of Dross, Ice Crystal, I don't use it. Ice Crystal refractions now extend the duration of Ice Crystal by 0.5 seconds, and it can occur more often than once every second. So essentially, you can have a very long-lasting Ice Crystal. Searing Judgment, Disintegrate now channels fire, applying a burn that stacks up to 5 times. At 5 stacks, the burn consumed, dealing additional damage, while channeling you're immune to knockback. And Entrophic Edge, Disintegrate damage is increased by 2.5% for every yard between you and an enemy, up to a maximum of 20%. Honestly, the Wizard is a little bit underwhelming on the changes. And man, I understand this is a long video, but there is so much changes and there's more to come. Let's take a look at the feature updates coming to Diablo Immortal. Thanks to your feedback, we're updating our matchmaking and team distribution system logic, which should improve your matchmaking in a few significant ways. First, the improved matchmaking applies across multiple modes, including duo queue. Nothing is needed on your end. Matchmake as usual, and the updated system will take care of the rest. In addition to balancing overall combat power, matchmaking now takes into account class distribution with each team. A lot of people complain that they see a whole bunch of barbarians on one team. Well, now we know how frustrating it can feel when one team has too many barbarians or crusaders, making battles feel uneven. With this update, the matchmaking system should ensure melee-heavy classes are more evenly spread out between both teams, creating more balanced and strategic experience for everyone. This is our attempt at ensuring every match feels like a better test of teamwork and strategy, not just luck of the draw in matchmaking. This is a great change. Note, we've heard your feedback. Fairness isn't just numbers on a sheet, it's also about team structure. This new system better factors combat resonance and overall class balance to generate opposing teams that are more evenly matched. I'll tell you what, I know that Blizzard's been talking to a lot of people inside of the community, free-to-play players, content creators, the whale community, and it looks like they are actually implementing things that players want. This is a huge step for Diablo Immortal and the Blizzard team overall. Blood Knight Abomination updates. Abomination has received a few tweaks to make it more impactful by providing more uptime and flexibility during in your build choices. Primary attack speed and base skill, anger generation, has been increased by 100%. Channel skills will now generate 1 anger per 2 energy spent, while channeling the skill in addition to the base 3 anger on an initial cast. It seems like they think that the Blood Knight needs a buff. And there are some changes coming to the Codex. If you take a look at the image right here, you'll notice there's a drop down of activities, weekly and daily activities, trophies, achievements, conquest, and everything else looks the same. The activities section of the Codex will now have a drop down menu to filter activities by weekly and daily tasks. Dungeons are condensed into a single item that now have a pop-up for dungeon selection. Okay. There will also be a new item that shows up that shows you the limits and displays the party bonus for normal gems. Previously, this was only visible as your own buff. Wait a second. The bonus for normal gems. This is nice. This is nice. So now you don't have to just click on your buff to see how many gems you got, but you should be able to see it in here as well. Something else that I know the community was asking for. Terra Rift party optimization. When running Terra Rifts in a full party, we're adding the option for a quick join that automatically connects other players together. Using this function will make a new entry in the Party Finder tab, making it easier to find groups in Terra Rifts, regardless of whether you use Party Finder or immediately find one at the entry point. Very nice. Quality of life social updates. Incoming direct messages from friends will now be consolidated and harder to miss. I miss a lot of in-game messages. I don't love the system. I think it's a little bit wonky in messaging inside of the game. So I miss a lot of them. Sorry, guys. But it's nice to see they're making some changes here. Developers note, we've heard lots of community feedback that you were missing your friends' direct messages. We apologize for the rifts in your friendship that must have caused. On PC, a new chat bubble icon will appear for any unread direct messages. On mobile, a small unread messages band will show up in the chat for a direct message received. Additionally, the block list has been expanded past the previous cap of 100 players. Players' class information has been added to player profiles and raid management UI. The chat system now offers some prompts after a few hand-picked conditions. For instance, if your inventory is full and you open chat, there'll be a suggestion to tell other players that you're returning to town. We've changed the behavior of some red dots to be more relevant to you in the effort to reduce the clutter on your menu. We've also fixed the following issues. Fixed an issue where an error would occur when trying to view the profile of a friend that's from a different clan or cluster. Fixed an issue where party voice transcripts wouldn't turn off, and fixed the issue where the notification couldn't be dismissed after messaging a friend. Cool. That's solid changes for comms. Team up system improvements. We've introduced several quality of life fixes to make joining a party and communication smoother than ever. Teammate class display. Class information now be shown in team panels, the Heliquary boss entry screen, and other players' profile cards. This should make it easier to understand your team comp and at a glance and strategize. Team application timeout. To avoid confusion from previous requests, the team applications will now automatically expire after 30 minutes. Auto accept team invites and objectives. Previously, team objectives and auto accept settings were only tied to active recruitment. These things are now persistent, meaning they'll remain even outside of recruitment. This means it's easier for players to maintain the team goals and seamlessly join teams without having to repeat reactive recruitment. We're improving the initial chat experience by automatically lowering other in-game sounds while the voice chat's active. That makes sense too. Bug fixes. Fixed an issue where the chat button in the dungeon interface wouldn't properly appear during team play, and fixed an issue where switching another tab after viewing a recruitment tab would sometimes leave the information displayed. Very cool. Random dungeon, replay random dungeon feature, continue random dungeon or leave. If you enter a random dungeon with a party of one to 3 players, you'll be able to directly replay the random dungeon once your dungeon is completed. I do only random dungeons nowadays, so this is a nice little feature. This removes the extra step of leaving, having to re-enter a queue time, making it so basically you could just quickly get back into those dungeons. And we have some dungeon improvements as well. We've made changes to several specific dungeons. Oh, you know what I'm hoping for. And it's there. Good. We've listened to the player feedback across the forums and surveys. You reported that dungeons had moments which slowed down the pace, unnecessary waiting, invincibility phases, and extra clicks. These optimizations were done in the spirit of delivering a fast, smoother, more exciting dungeon playing experience. The Rapids removed the 4-second delay at the start of the dungeon and adjusted timing within the dungeon overall so it should run more smooth. Cool. I'd like to get to the raft quicker. Pit of Anguish fixed multiple bugs reported by the community. Thanks. Silent Monastery. The teleport mechanic will no longer trigger early when the boss's health depletes quickly. Okay, I just don't love that dungeon. Dread Reaver, remove the additional sailor dialogue requirement after killing the captain. Shortened unnecessary performance sequences. Hey, you'd get that theatrical too if you spent most of your life on the seas. That's funny. Tristram Cathedral, reduce the butcher's invincibility time when he spawns, making the butchery more efficient. So he'll spawn, we could fight him sooner. And general flow improvements, reduce the amount of clicks needed to skip dialogue and cutscenes. Looking at you, Tomb of Fahir. That sounds awesome. All right, so dungeons will be a little bit smoother for us along the way. Challenge dungeon affix optimizations. We're changing some of the existing modifiers for challenge dungeons. When the butcher appears from disruptive portals, he'll deal less damage and has a chance to drop an additional set item. Sacrificial power has the following conditions. Health loss and cooldown reduction are proportionally reduced on your health. So, for every 25% health loss and cooldown reduction is reduced by 33%. At 75 to 100% health loss is 2.22 per 1 second, reducing cooldown by 70%. At 50 to 75% health loss is 1.5 per 1 second cooldown, reducing by 47%. At 25 to 50% health loss is 0.74 per 1 second cooldown, reducing cooldown by 23%. And at 25% health or lower, health loss per 1 second cooldown is close to as zero as possible, reducing cooldown reduction. Sacrificial power was one that is a big problem for a lot of people. Additionally, challenge plunder chests will spawn after scene changes in dungeons where this is applicable. Explosive reaction will deal damage to a maximum of 2 times simultaneously to a player. Explosive reaction will not damage summons, and the effects will now be a red circle to help visibility. New challenge dungeon affix. Erratic Assault. Similar to Greed Spoils, skip directly to the final dungeon boss and continue up to 3 additional Erratic Assault portals to face additional bosses. Boss difficulty will increase as you go through the dungeon. I love the skip to the boss option, and I like this one as well. This is a chance to appear in normal dungeons, and in challenge dungeons, it'll appear alongside other affixes. Build recommendation system changes. The main feature update are coming to build recommendation system, which were all done to help any player refine exactly what they're looking for in their class, as well as experiment with items that they have yet to hunt down. Let's take a look at this. You have different builds right here. You have community builds, and it kind of shows you what the loadouts look at. You could try it out, save selections. You could look at other players and their loadouts. First off, you'll now be able to save your unique builds, give them unique names and descriptions when uploading them to the database to share with other adventurers. You'll also be able to track how many players find them useful. If you've ever wanted to share builds out to friends, this is for you. I actually love this. This could actually be very helpful for me in particular as well. Secondly, you can now simply try to build on the recommendation system. You can select a build from the available offerings and try out the build in a test room before settling on it. Even before you're collected the legendary items the build requires, you'll be able to see whether it's the right fit for you. Wow, that is huge. Being able to test builds when you don't even have the affixes unlocked is insane. Love that. Thirdly, you'll be able to track these items, equipment, and gems needed for specific builds. This should help you know where you've collected the items you needed for the intended build. We look forward to your feedback. This is a for the player implementation side of the game. I absolutely love it. New cursed shrines. 2 mysterious cursed shrines have appeared across the wilds, warping nearby monsters within the sinister power. Those who dare to awaken them will face deadlier foes and claim greater rewards. All right, so we have some new shrines. The Elite Shrine. When activated, the new shrine surges with a dark energy. Monsters you defeat may rise again in stronger forms, changing the ordinary foes into elites and eventually ancient terrors. Battles will escalate in intensity as fallen enemies return to more powerful than before. Greater danger brings greater rewards if you can survive the onslaught. I like that. That's actually kind of cool. We have the Split Shrine. The shrine distorts reality, causing monsters to split into perfect duplicates the moment they engage you. Every fight becomes a storm of enemies, testing your skill and speed. Twice the threats mean twice the spoils for those bold enough to seize them. And the shared traits. These shrines appear rarely and without warning. emit a red ominous aura. They're instantly recognizable from afar. The shrines themselves are visible to all players by the monsters triggered by them are exclusive to your team. Okay, so it's not going to be fought by everyone in the zone. You preserve stability. These shrine effects are balanced with the intention of not overwhelming the battlefield. Face the shrines, defy the curse, claim the power. Will you risk everything to conquer these new shrines or be consumed by them? A couple of things here for Heliquary. Items that drop in Heliquary raids are now less likely to drop near portals. That's smart, so we don't accidentally hit the portal when we leave. Hero's Journey. We hope that you have readied your Blade Adventure. Chapter 5 and 6 of the Hero's Journey are now available. Complete both to earn the rewards. And we have some bug fixes right here as well. I don't know what that stuff means. I think this is I'm not sure. This is part of maybe who put these patch notes together. Sacrifice is required for the harvest ahead. The Diablo Immortal team. All right, looks like there's no fixes right now. This was an in-depth patch notes, a 48-minute patch notes, and I told you I want to share with you some more footage and a special trailer. Now, unfortunately, I need to keep this muted so I don't get myself a strike, so let's put some background music on here and let's get this thing playing so you can see what this is all about. Definitely some cool looking trailer stuff going on right here. The Boils building the base. So that was the footage that was shared from Blizzard that was recently dropped on their YouTube channel, the trailer for the update. And this stuff right here is just gameplay footage that was rendered from inside of the game. We'll watch this as we close out, but what do you guys think of this new Diablo Immortal update? Do you think that this is going to be something that's going to excite many players? I think with the new zone, the new storyline, the new dungeons, the fixes everywhere, and the new matchmaking system so that we could actually create our own battles and tournaments inside of the game, it's actually massive. This is a bigger update than many players thought. Everything that you saw inside of this video is confirmed by Blizzard and is actually coming to the game. This is real, guys. This update is coming in 2 days. I can't wait for it. I appreciate you guys watching the whole video. If you made it until the end, let me get a hashtag made it in the comments section below. I'm curious who watched a 50-minute video. Hope you're hyped for the update. Have a great day, guys.